Today we're going to be going over the new hero that has entered the game, Saker. Saker is an Air Force hero. You can obtain him in several ways, and we'll kind of cover how I see him being used here. So with that, let's jump into this. The first way you can obtain Saker is to purchase him in this pack, and if you slide to the right, as always, you can purchase his skill. His skill, just so we can cover these levels, level 3 increases the attack of all units by 30%. Level 5, there's a possibility to add a 20% burning effect that lasts around. And then level 7 is it raises the chance of his second part of his skill being triggered by 20%, and the damage performed is reduced to 70% of the damage instead of 50%. So I'll explain what that all means in a little bit, but that's just so we can cover it while we're here. The easiest way to obtain them always is to use the Lucky Treasury event. So, as always, I'll always suggest picking up every hero you can, whether you're going to use them right away or not, just in case a hero ends up being overpowered or something like that. So, this way should take you about 3,300 gems. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less. But right now we're at 4 shards, 5 shards. This will be 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more shard. And we'll get it right here. So that's enough shards to unlock him. So we're going to come in here and unlock him. And here he is. So we'll scroll down to him. So his ability reads, when the battle begins, all your units will gain an HP shield equal to 28% of their HP. So to start out, all your units gain an HP buff. When the back 2 rows of the Air Forces conducts a normal attack, there will be a chance to trigger the skill, randomly attacking enemy row and dealing 100% damage. So that's basically 3 missiles, 100% damage. With a chance to randomly attack an enemy row again, only once per unit each round, the damage is 50% of the first attack. So I just want to explain that in the non-top war confusing way. So at the start, all your units will gain a 28% shield, an HP shield. So don't get that confused with HP because it won't actually change your number. You'll see a little blue bar that expands on above your tiles. The second part is that you have a trigger, so a random event that will happen that does 100% damage to a full row of units. Remember, Air Force usually attacks columns, not rows, so it attacks more like a Navy unit. And then there's actually a second random event, a second trigger that can happen that will attack another row. So, and that can only happen once per round, but I don't know why it says that because obviously you can only use one trigger per round anyway. So I have a couple Warzone attacks that I went and did where I can show you the single trigger and the double trigger. So we have to get to the 5th tile of this one. And you'll see a lot of extra shots going on in the front here. They're all Starscream, and for some reason Starscream's skill doesn't show up on screen. Definitely a glitch for Top War to look into, just kind of so people would know what's actually happening. But once we get to this, you'll be able to see why this could be a powerful attack and kind of how it would benefit the Air Force. I'm not overly wild about it, but at the same time, so there's his first attack. So you'll see that hit only one row straight across, and then it stopped. I don't know if I think a second one does happen shortly after. So from my testing, and this is very, very brief testing, so by no way is this official. It could just be random good luck or random bad luck. I've noticed about every 3 attacks or so 1/3 of the time you get this trigger. And that trigger is, I'd say about 50% of the time activating that second trigger. So you'll see right here, we saw the first attack, and now you saw the second attack. So that's how it works. That's how it looks. As for his exclusive skill, that will work as we talked about it earlier. When the hero participates in battle, you get an extra 30% attack, so that will definitely help. When using his skill, there's a 20%, or there's a possibility to add a 20% burning effect. So whether that activates on both parts of it, so that could be 6 tiles, you're adding a 20% burning effect from the damage he initially did. So essentially that's adding 20% extra damage. And then the chance, level 7 is the chance of this hero skill being triggered again is raised by 20%. So that's that from that first attack to the second attack, it's increased 20%. And the damage instead of 50% is 70%. So that's what it is. His exclusive, besides getting to level 3, doesn't seem like it's overly important. That second skill is nice because then you get the extra 20% trigger rate and the extra burning damage, but if his RNG for his trigger continues to be about that 1/3 and then 50% of that, he seems like an average hero, which is good because Air Force was overpowered to begin with, but he could turn out to be better, he could turn out to be worse, so we'll be doing a lot more testing with him, and I'll try to leave any findings down in the comments. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and see ya.